Hello everyone, and welcome to part 2 of the Trolley Beautification Project. I'm your host, Jack Allen, and this is Jack of All Trades. Part 1, we visited 4 of the flower beds in Bethel Park along the T-line, and I think you'll be impressed by the remaining 4 beds that you're going to see today. So enjoy. Our next stop today is on the other corner of South Park Road and Brightwood Road, and that is with the Upper St. Clair Bethel Park Breakfast Rotary Club. Today joining me is Russ Macuza. Russ is also a member of the Bethel Park School Board. And Russ, first of all, we want to thank you for taking on this project. The project's been around maybe 20 years now or so. We've had people come and go, but you guys have done a terrific job. So if you can just tell us a little bit about how you, actually by standing here in front of this bed, I can see it's 2 levels, which I never noticed before. But if you could just give us a little information about what exactly you have in here and how long did it take you to do it and maintain it.
Well, thank you, Jack. I appreciate it. And we're glad to help beautify Bethel Park. I think it's giving back to the community is so important. As you may see, we have quite a variety of floral plants in this garden. The pretty flowers are zinnias. There's some mums in there. There's some lilies, and I always forget what the purple plant is, but it's a generational garden because there's been so many different people working on the garden. So now we're having a dedicated crew just working on it, and I think you'll see consistency from now on.
Yeah. Now, how often I know that people usually will plant in the spring or whatever, and since the weather has been like 90-degree plus, how often do you have to come out here and water it and maintain it?
Well, we've been pretty fortunate on the watering. I guess even with the drought conditions we've had, it's all done pretty well. But I probably come up here three times a month at least to just weed and make sure that everything is growing properly, and if there's any maintenance that needs to be done. And then it was nice to see that someone in the community weed whacked around our garden today, so it saved me a little bit of work, and I appreciate that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Public Works probably did it, but we don't know that for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
But so we do want to thank you for whatever the purple flowers are or the plants. They do certainly do attract a lot of bees.
They do. You come up here, you can just see right now there's butterflies and bees, and one thing we need in this community is butterflies and bees. Bees are very important to our local gardeners for sure.
Yeah. Well, since you are involved with the Upper St. Clair Bethel Park Rotary Club, just give us a little background on what the organization does.
Well, Rotary is an international organization. We actually have 2 student groups within the school district now, also one in the high school and one in the middle school. Interact clubs that get children involved, students involved at a very early age to get involved in service to their communities. And it's an international organization, so they really get an opportunity to meet people from around the world. Rotary is service above self, where we've done a variety of projects. Unfortunately, this year we're going to have to cancel our barbecue, which is our main fundraiser, and that's very difficult because we pretty much give all that money away to the community, Upper St. Clair, Bethel Park, the school districts, both Upper St. Clair and Bethel Park, a lot of the SHIM and all of the other community groups that need our help. And so we're going to be a little deficient in funding this year, just because we're going to lose $40,000 at least.
Well, unfortunately, that's the times we're in, and we've heard that, for the past few months of what's going on. But we will get through it.
We will, and
we'll look back on this show and say, remember when we didn't have to, we couldn't do anything. Things will change.
Well, it's so true, and I know you and I have been to many Boy Scout events together for veterans and for the Elks, and even that has really slowed to a crawl at this point, and that's sad. Can't celebrate the Eagles.
No. Well, again, we appreciate the Rotary Club doing this. It's helping do this stretch of Brightwood Road, West Library Road. a little more beautiful as people go up and down the road. So thank you very much.
You're quite welcome. Our organization is very appreciative of being able to help and support the community.
Okay,
thank you.
Russ.
Thank you very much.
Okay, our next stop is the flower bed on the corner of West Monroe and Brightwood. And with me today I have Emily Carter, and her mother's here also. Emily is with Troop 51385. They started with us, and I'll let her tell you a little bit about it. But they've been our longest person here working on this project. So along with them and Troop 52625, they've done this particular flower bed. So welcome, Emily.
Thank you.
Just tell us a little bit about how you got started here with your troop, and exactly a little bit about your flower bed.
Yeah, so we started about 5 years ago, and there were a couple girls in our troop that started this out. But it was mostly like a friendship garden, so we asked some of our neighbors to donate plants, and we just took a little bit of out of each of their gardens. So we have hostas, marigolds, ferns, things like that everybody had a lot of. So that's how we started this out, and then we slowly added. We had a wishing well for a while, and then we did half of it as gravel and some birdhouses to give it a little bit of height. So.
Right. Yeah, it's a little bit more than just a flower bed. There are birdhouses here, and I do believe, speaking to your mother, that a couple years ago someone stole the wishing well.
Yeah, so first it was actually a wheelbarrow that we, it had a flat tire, so we thought it would be good to put here because we thought that no one would steal it. But someone still took it, so then we anchored in a wishing well, but it fell apart, so now it's just like a pot.
Okay. So it's unfortunate that we have a lot of people that volunteer to do things in the community, that someone would actually vandalize one of our projects.
Yeah.
But this program is taken off. We actually have 9 different flower beds planting areas right now. And the people behind it do terrific jobs. And I know I see your mother here all the time when I go up the road, and she's weeding or what have you. So on a different note, Emily has probably been on at council meetings getting awards and so on, many awards over the last 7 years that I've been mayor. And Emily is a superstar track person at the high school. But her troop and her mother and so on, what they do for the community is unbelievable. They go around, the American Legion puts the banners, the military banners up, and we actually have 250, which I don't have to tell you because, so Emily and her mother and other volunteers that they may get, they go around to each individual pole and they GPS the banners. So anybody can go on our American Legion website or the Bethel Park website and find exactly where the banners are. So it's terrific. So anything else? We're hoping you get back to school.
Yes, me too.
So this is your senior year.
Yes.
Then you're looking to go, any future plans?
Yeah, I go to college, run for college. I'm not exactly sure where yet, but I'll be figuring that out soon, and I'll be running there, and I either want to go into like nutrition or become a doctor.
Oh, great,
So,
great.
yeah.
Well, we want to thank you, your mother, and both troops for helping us out doing this, and we appreciate all you do for Bethel Park. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello, this is Mayor Allen, and I'm here to let you know that we had to make a difficult decision to cancel this year's Community Day that was scheduled for Saturday, September 12th. This wasn't a decision that we made lightly. To help guide us, we created an online Community Day survey on our Facebook page to garner your feedback. We also reviewed the most current COVID-19 guidelines from both the county and the state. After reviewing nearly 2,000 survey responses and taking all other necessary information into consideration, we arrived at this decision. However, you can be sure that we will be holding our Community Day again next fall, and we truly appreciate your understanding. However, this fall, we'll be bringing back our Live Well Bethel Park Wellness Series virtually, featuring programs that you requested, as well as a few other fun community events. This will be held in light of all the COVID restrictions. So please check our Facebook page, the Municipality of Bethel Park, and our website, www.bethelpark.net, for more information and updates. In other news, now would be a great time to trim your trees. We're asking property owners to remove or cut back tree branches along the edge of the roadways to keep them clear and safe for drivers, school buses, and municipal workers who need to pave and plow them. Tree limbs, branches, and shrubbery should be trimmed back to approximately 4 feet from the curb and to a height of 14 feet. Please consider taking all of these trees and branches down now. Finally, just a quick reminder that we are still under a nation or statewide mask order to prevent the spread of COVID-19. And please keep in mind that indoor events and gatherings are still limited to no more than 25 people, and outdoor gatherings should be needed to be at 50 people or less. We thank you for your cooperation, and God bless. All right, our next stop on our trolley beautification tour is right at the corner of Lytle Road and Brightwood Road. And I'm here today with Britt and Mary Alice from the Democratic Committee in Bethel Park. And first I want to thank you for undertaking this project. And a special thank you because this is by far the largest flower bed and planting area that we have in Bethel Park. So if you can just tell us a little bit about how the group got together to do this, and a little bit about what you have here.
All right, well, I'll start. We started out about a year ago thinking how can we help the community, and we thought the beds were a good way to start. So or be a part of the community, and we had, I think, almost unanimous at a meeting, like this is something we wanted to do. So since then, we put a planning committee together, which Mary Alice kind of led up to figure out what we wanted to put into the beds. So.
And I'm sure you didn't plan on getting the largest one that we have either.
No.
You wanted to start out small and work your way up.
We didn't know exactly till we came out one day and we said, "Is this all ours?"
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I was here the day that you were cleaning it, and it's like a never-ending project.
Yeah. So.
And before we talk to Mary Alice a little bit, you can see the women in the background. How often do they come out and water this and weed and so on? Just maintain it.
So right now we're at 2 times a week. We come out Sundays and Wednesdays right now to try to water. We haven't been lucky this year with rain, so we planted, I think, the Sunday before our heat wave at the end of June. So it was really hot to keep the plants alive. So we've been coming out like twice a week.
And what's really been super is your neighbors across the street have donated pretty much the water to keep this going. Otherwise,
they've been very generous.
Yeah, so that's incredible what they've done.
We're very appreciative of Beverly on getting
Okay,
it
so
done.
Mary Alice, you could tell us a little bit about what you have here.
Well, we were lucky enough to inherit some really nice established plants. We just had to get to them and do a lot of intensive weeding, and so by the time we got all of the beds weeded, new landscape fabric down, all new mulch, then we were able to start figuring out what we wanted to put in. The main focus for us is to find drought-resistant perennials, obviously. We're not going to be doing many annuals. We don't see a need for it. We want to make sure that we're also able, that these can keep going for quite a while. We're focusing a lot also on Pennsylvania natives. When it's time, there are only certain parts of the year that you can plant certain things. So we'll be back in the fall to fill in a lot of places. A lot of those will be Pennsylvania native perennials, things like milkweed, stuff like that. And then probably pretty interested in somewhat of an edible garden. Like I'm hoping to see some blueberries here next year. Something that either for the wildlife or who knows, maybe we come and make some democratic blueberry jam out of these blueberries. So it's a fun project, and we're glad to see the corner this whole stretch kind of cleaned up, and we've got a big committee, so we have a lot of hands who are helping.
Yeah, that's the name of the game
Yeah,
for sure.
it is.
And actually, at our last stop, or a couple stops ago, we learned all about the milkweed,
Yeah, it's
which
fun.
which is quite an interesting story in
Yeah.
itself.
So, well, hopefully next year we'll have, we'll be doing the same thing where we do the seed pots and let it go naturally and stratify over the winter, and it'll come up next year. And so it'll look a lot different, you know, every year as we go and get filled in.
Okay. Now, we've been doing this for over 20 years, and people have come and gone, obviously. And right now, out of the 9 beds that we have, the tenure is 5 years. So there's one at 5, a couple at 4, a couple new ones this year. We certainly appreciate what you're doing, and it sounds like everyone that we've talked to today has a game plan.
Yeah, so I took an inventory, and there's a group of about 3 of us who are really mainly in charge of the plantings, and we've made a map with an inventory of the established plants, the plants that we've put in. So if for some reason I'm not here next year, which I can't imagine not being, but we can pass that information along to the next person or back to the municipality if needed to know what this was, when was it put in. Because I know for a lot of people, especially our first, we had 3 major intensive weeding, you know, and trying to help people understand that's not a weed, that's going to be something beautiful.
Well, like me also.
So we have a plan to leave. I've been involved in community gardens before in other places where I've lived, so I understand what it's like when you're just somebody up and goes.
Yeah.
Nobody here intends to do that. But if I got hit by a bus tomorrow, Britt knows where everything is.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's great. And we're certainly glad that you stepped up. And we look forward to working with you for years to come. And again, thank you for being part of our community.
Well, thanks for letting us have one.
The really big one.
The big one, the biggest one. Okay. It's actually between 2 tea stops. So we can get on a tea here, and go down to here.
Well, that's my favorite. I'm always here. My husband and son, we come on Sunday night or Sunday mornings. And I'm like a little kid out here. Every time the trolley goes by, I have to wave. They see me. I can't. Everything I'm doing, I stop and wave.
Yeah.
And they honk at me, and I feel like, yay!
Well, after this program, people are really going to appreciate what they've been passing up on a daily basis without really ever looking over.
Well,
So,
that's the thing. People don't realize how much your crew does to keep things nice and you know, mowed down and
yeah.
cultivated. So it takes all of us together.
Okay. Well, thank you very much again.
Thank you.
And our final stop today is where we first started this morning. We're on the corner of West Library Road and Center Street. And with me today is Mary Jo Green. Mary Jo Green is with the Artist Senior Living at South Hill. So first I want to thank you for doing this project. And just tell us a little bit about how long you've been doing it, how you got involved, and so on.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having us. We're so glad to have partnered with you on this project. And we appreciate all that you've done for Artist Senior Living too, with our veterans events and so forth. It's been great. So we started with this project 2 years ago when we opened our community in May of 2018. You know, we've been just taking care of it, planting flowers. We always choose purple flowers because it's the color that represents Alzheimer's awareness. And then I have my group of volunteers that help with planting, weeding, and watering as well. So they've been a huge help. But we are very, very happy to do it and so happy to be part of the Bethel Park community.
Okay. And other than the purple flowers, is there any reason that what you planted here has any significance, or
just things we liked, things we thought would do well, you know, with all the sunlight and so forth. Definitely have a team of some green thumbs and folks last year, some staff that helped with it. You know, chose what they planted, and a lot of it has survived. It's been great. More the impatiens and so forth, you know, are things that we planted and keep watered as we go along. It's been such a hot summer, but the kids are doing a great job.
And it does take a lot, because being in southwest Pennsylvania, you never know what the weather's going to bring. And like you said, this summer has been unbelievably hot. Like I said, this is our last stop. We've viewed the other plants or planting areas, and they've kept up. I mean, the people are working them on a regular basis, weeding, watering, and so on.
Right. Exactly.
So it's great. And like I told the people before that, people drive up Brightwood Road every day, and they drive up West Library Road every day, and they may or may not look out, but now they're going to see the flower beds. It's going to be a special thing for them to look out and say, now I know why they're there, and now I know who takes care of them.
Yes, we appreciate that. Yeah, it's definitely a busy road. Every time we're here, we always see someone we know, or there's a beep, honking the horn. So it's really cool. And it's good to see everybody.
Okay. Well, since you're a member, you've been doing this for 2 years, and you've been in the community for 2 years. Just let our viewers know exactly what Artis is and a little bit about it.
Absolutely. So Artis Senior Living is in Bethel Park, obviously, and on Higbee Drive, and we're a memory care community. So we take care of folks living with dementia. We partner with the physicians in the area, social workers, case managers, obviously these families that are out there that are taking care of folks living with dementia. If they're struggling, we can help them. And if not, moving their loved one to us, or we can help them with services in their home and make suggestions and anything that we can do to help them get through this, because it's tough. And dementia is a tough disease, and it's progressive, and it's hard.
Right. Well, we certainly appreciate what you do, because
thank you.
I've had both of my in-laws passed on because of dementia, so I know it's a tough thing for them to have, and it's not just for them, but it's a very tough thing for their families too.
Absolutely, and it's emotional.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're there for them. We'll answer any questions they have. Just call our community, and we're happy to help them with whatever. If it's moving them in, or just some suggestions for how they can manage their loved one at home.
Okay.
We're happy to do that.
Okay. Well, thank you, Mary Jo, and
thank you.
again, we appreciate you being part of our program. We look forward to you being here for many years. That makes my job easier, because I don't have to find new volunteers.
I know, right?
But again, thank you, and we appreciate what you do for Bethel Park.
Surely, we're happy to do it. It's great partnering with you. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Mike Pompicelli. I'm here to talk to you today about a topic that most individuals do not think about, but as of late it seems to become an important issue, given the fact that this COVID-19 virus has generated a crisis that stemmed a large purchase of toilet paper in most of our markets. This product seems to be the most sought after. I'm not certain that many people need 1,000 rolls of toilet paper, but it is a necessary product. But I'm here to talk to you today about what we should and should not be flushing down our toilets. It is imperative that individuals who have purchased alternative products because they can't get toilet paper on the shelves today understand that many of these products say perhaps flushable on the side or in the directions, but that doesn't mean that they should be flushed down the toilet. Like a lot of other products, baby wipes, paper towels, Kleenexes, all these products are considered non-biodegradable. And what that means is they do not degrade down readily easily. And therefore, the process, by the time they are flushed and reach the treatment facility, they may still be intact, unlike toilet paper, which degrades really easily and does not cause a problem to the sanitary systems. You begin to flush these products, and over time they could possibly build up either in your sewer lateral or in the sanitary main system. These buildups will eventually become backups and could be costly to the homeowner down the road. If you are unsure what to flush or not what to flush, on our website we have created a list under Do Not Flush, which states items that seem to be relatively self-explanatory, what not to flush down the toilet. The only things that should be flushed down the toilet are human waste and toilet paper. That's it. Anything else should go into the garbage. Other products that are on the list that should not be flushed down the toilet are also some of the products that you shouldn't be pouring down your sink drain as well, and that's grease, some products that fish waste and things like that. Those are products that you shouldn't also be flushing down the sanitary system. And that's where the kitchen sink leads to as well. So again, if you're looking for a complete list or just some of a list of what things you should not flush down the toilet, please visit our website at bethelpark.net and follow the guidelines to do not flush, and you'll find a list there. Okay, thank you, and have a nice day.
Well, we hope you enjoyed our show this week on the Charlie Beautification. We look forward to seeing you next month on our next episode of Jack of All Trades.